You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival.
And a warm welcome to you from Azadlik Square, heart of Baku and home, of course, to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With high speeds, tight corners and few runoff zones, many are expecting a safety car here today. So our drivers will have to stay very much on their toes and hopefully out of the barriers. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Tiger, George Russell and Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Perez and Pierre Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Tsunoda, Daniel Ticktum and Ocon, Joe Albon, Mick Schumacher and Lance Stroll, Schwartzman and Kevin Magnussen. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Now I want to ask you about Mick Schumacher. They've had to change their gearbox, of course, but it's never a good start to a Grand Prix when right off the bat you have to contend with a grid penalty.
Fingers crossed that's one failure they won't have to worry about today at least. There's not much of a silver lining to starting down the field with a penalty, but I think they'll be able to make some of that back up over the course of the race.
use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Gap ahead is 3.0 seconds. Okay, you're losing a small amount of time to the car behind, let's keep pushing. Lap of the race. over. Take care of the car on the way in.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. So let's review the updated driver standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. finished, it's time to remind ourselves once again of our top three: Verstappen, Tiger and Charles Leclerc. With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. Well, it's time once again then to go racing here in Montreal, the second largest French-speaking city in the world and home since 1978 to the Canadian Grand Prix. We'll be seeing top speeds of around 210 miles per hour here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 2/3 of the lap taken at full throttle. High-speed chicanes spell potential danger, especially at the infamous Wall of Champions, and watch out for overtaking into the hairpin and that final chicane. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Tiger completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, George Russell and Perez, Norris, Sainz, Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Tsunoda, Daniel Ticktum and Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Ocon, Lance Stroll and Alex Albon, Joe and Robert Schwartzman. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And a warm welcome to Natalie Pinkham, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about Tiger. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, they've been avoiding mistakes and have had solid pace, so it's been a good season so far. But whether they can keep that up long term remains to be seen.
Okay, now that we've got some good points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish. Somewhere on the internal combustion engine, be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Final lap of the race. And gap to the car in front is 2.4 seconds. This weekend. Great drive. Thank you.
That's it for another magnificent Canadian Grand Prix, and they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, tyre management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So, being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls, gentle on the tyres, that's...
Well, Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. So let's review the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick?
I have to give it to Tiger. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship.